all, this is TJ, the Park Bopper, coming to you this evening from the Beach Club. We're going to be dining at Cape May Cafe, which is an all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. The cost of this is $49. It includes your basic drinks. I'm going to give you a full and detailed review of everything that I eat tonight. I'm going to also give you a tour of the buffet, and you're going to see some sights and sounds of the Beach Club. If this sounds like something you're interested in, let's do it. As you approach the buffet, you have a tower of plates and bowls. Here we have a seasonal soup. I believe that is a vegetable barley soup. Then you have, of course, your New England clam chowder. Here is their seasonal vegetable house salad. You have ambrosia salad, which is a New England favorite. Green salad with ranch chipotle dressing. Of course, your assorted fruits, pineapple, grapes, and watermelon. Cocktail sauce for your shrimp. Here you have olives, marinated, and tomato mozzarella salad. You can see that the mozzarella has been marinated in the balsamic vinegar. Plenty shrimp, those look wonderful. I'm excited for that. Seafood pasta salad. Your traditional Caesar salad. Very well dressed, as you can see. Lots of shredded Parmesan and dressing. And then croutons. Now to the side we have cheeses, assorted cheeses. You can see Swiss, cheddar. Here you have Parker House rolls with whipped butter. Barbecue pork ribs. You can see that those are well baked. Roasted pepper lemon chicken. Of course, you have that heavily buttered mashed potatoes. You can see that those are skin on. You can see that butter glistening for sure. I'm excited to give that a shot. Corn on the cob, red potatoes that are steamed. Here we have steamed mussels. I love mussels. I'm excited to give those a shot. We have steamed clams here. Those look plentiful. And also steamed shrimp. Here's some Old Bay seasoning and extra cocktail sauce if you need it. Cornbread and garlic herb butter. Here you have roasted pork loin with horseradish for your coffee rubbed carbs beef strip loin. There is some onion sour cream to dress that as well. Here is a mozzarella pizza. That looks pretty reasonable. Meatballs and marinara sauce. There's some extra side of marinara. There's some bow tie pasta and Parmesan cheese. Now, at a lower level, just for the kids, you have baked chicken legs. There is ketchup and macaroni and cheese. Here we have some steamed broccoli. You have seasonal vegetables. You have a vegetarian pasta of the day. You have a plant-based mixed vegetable tofu dish. We have some fried fish nuggets. These look more like fish fillets, but those look excellent. Of course, your tartar sauce that you'll need for your fish and all of your fried seafood. There's clam strips. Those look excellent. Fried shrimp. It looks like they've got some more on deck there. Roasted salmon, and again, paella. For the dessert bar, we have maple cherry donuts, New York cheesecake, brownies, their signature chocolate bonbons, mini fresh eclair tarts, cranberry orange tart. And then here on the kids level bar, they have sugar cookies, which my wife would love, chocolate chip cookies, of course, Boston cream pie cupcake, and you have the creme anglaise seasonal buckle pie. Wanted to go and give you a little exploration of my plate here. Caesar salad, You can see that dressed with those croutons. We have some of the seasonal salad, the seasonal vegetables, marinated olives, some of the pasta salad, Parker House roll, but this time I'm going to be dressing that with the herb garlic butter. Been really excited to come over here and give this a shot and to share that experience with you. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. All right, guys, so the first thing I'm going to give a shot to is the seasonal salad. You can see the carrots and red cabbage, well dressed like coleslaw. Definitely tastes a good amount of olive oil dressed in that salad. A little bit of salt, light on the salt. There's a good amount and a good selection of mixed greens in this as well. A very great first bite. Some mescaline green here, bitter, bright, and wonderful. Definitely recommend that. I want to give a shot to the Caesar salad. Again, very well dressed for Caesar. Here we go. Tangy, plenty of mustard and salt, not overly fishy. Very pleasant. I think that would satisfy even the most stringent of connoisseurs for Caesar salad. One of the better Caesar salads that I've ever had. Probably the best that I've had on a buffet. Now I'd like to give a shot at this seafood salad. You can see the bow tie pasta there as well. A good punch of lemon and oregano. Salty. I'd say there's lemon pepper. Very, very creamy. Very rich. But very bright at the same time. Really like it. Now those marinated olives, black and green. You can taste that the olives, there's quite a bit of black pepper in the marinade. Garlic. I would say not overly so. They're definitely briny and salty as olives should be. The black olives still feel bright and not as poignant, if you will, as the green. I think all these salads have been a winner. I don't think there's anything here that would be offensive to a young child to try. I think they may like some of this, especially that seafood salad is probably a good gateway into seafood. Now I wanted to give a shot to the Parker House roll with just a little bit of that herbed butter. Herbed, but not overly salted. I would say very lightly salted. I think there is just a little salt in it. I wouldn't say that it's as salty as your traditional whipped salted butter. Good.
Is there anything you'd like me to bring you?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. That was Joy, who is my waitress. She's been very excellent thus far. I do want to tell you as well, I'm not a big fan of croutons, but the flavor of this crouton is really good. All right, guys, so here we go with my second plate. To my bottom right there, some of the cold boiled shrimp. Then here we have the mussels. I did go ahead and dust those with a little bit of the Old Bay seasoning, as well as some clams. And then behind there we have some of the boiled shrimp. Here's some of the lemon pepper chicken, the barbecue pork rib, a little bit of the mashed potato to try, of course, corn on the cob. Starting with this pork rib, cooked to tender, sauced very heavily. Pretty good flavor. There's a little bit of silver skin that was left on that piece. I don't know if that was a one-off. I did have a little piece that was very tender. You might want to be aware that the ribs were good, but there was a little bit of silver skin there. So just want to be careful to make sure that you butcher every rib, re-butcher the ribs before you actually cook them. I gave a shot at those mashed potatoes that I said looked really, really good and glistening. You can see that. Very rich and creamy. A decent amount of butter, but I think there is whipped cream in that. Very unctuous flavor, not overly salty. It is seasoned, but just fairly. Now, a bite of the thigh of the lemon pepper chicken. See how this says? Excellent. Excellent. Not overly seasoned, bright because of the lemon pepper. A clam here. If I can jostle it away from its shell. Chewy, good flavor, good quality. Spent a little bit too long in the heat lamp, but the flavor's good. Just a little bit chewier. Let me give it a shot doing muscle. Here we are. Tender, somewhat spicy. May have gotten it a little bit heavy with the Old Bay, but very, very good quality muscle. Now I'd like to give a shot to the boiled shrimp. You can see the quality of that. It's well cleaned. Put a little bit of that cocktail sauce. Here we go. Absolute top quality shrimp. Even steamed, not overly cooked, or boiled, excuse me, but not overly cooked. I love the cocktail sauce. Tastes like it has a little bit of crystal hot sauce in it, mixed in that mix. There is a little bit of spice to it that's not just horseradish. Now I'm gonna give it a shot to one of the cold boiled shrimp. Here we go. Even better. I think the quality of the hot boiled shrimp was just a little bit better, but the cold boil was really good as well. Very comparable. Either of those shrimp you'll be happy with. And again, they've been cleaned, deveined. You just need to shell them. I'm gonna give a shot just to this corn. It's up to par. And not soggy, firm, good, bright, sweet flavor of corn. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, guys, in this next plate, I wanted to show you. I got some of that vegetable tofu dish, seasonal vegetable tofu mix. There's a piece of broccoli. Also some of the seasonal vegetables themselves with the green beans you can see. Over here is a little bit of the vegetarian pasta of the day. I did go ahead and get a meatball as well with some of the bow tie pasta. We have the strip loin with horseradish sauce and the pork roast with onion cream. And let's see, also the New England clam chowder. You have to try that. So first off is give a bite to some of this tofu dish of the day. A little bit of cauliflower here. Cooked very well, sweet flavor to that. Curry, some turmeric, maybe some vegetable stock, of course. Creamy. Definitely being some cashew butter or maybe some other nut butter as a seasoning in that. It's really good. That was a really good dish to start off this plate with. Now the green beans here, part of the seasonal vegetables. Again, more on the blanch side of green beans. There's some tarragon that I'm tasting in that seasonal vegetable mix. That's pretty good. Now some of the pasta of the day, vegetarian pasta of the day. Very mushroomy, almost meaty to the point with those mushrooms. I enjoyed that. Body of this meatball. I almost didn't get this, but it looks interesting. It looked interesting enough, like handmade. Kind of didn't feel like it was a frozen, pre-made meatball. And sirloin. That's really good. Not a whole lot of filler in that. That side of the bar, it seems like the food temperature's a little cool on that side, but it's pretty good flavor. Could be because it's near the children's section. This wasn't exclusively from the children's bar, but it was right near there. The bite of this delicious strip loin, delicious looking strip loin, we'll see. Definitely get the coffee rub of that strip loin. I would say the quality is fair. I just got a bite of the horseradish. It's really interesting because it's not peppery, it's very lemony almost, citrusy, vinegary, if you will, for horseradish. Kind of pleasant. I would say that this is not as tender as I've had on property, but pretty good. Now, a bite of the pork loin or pork roast with that onion cream. Not huge on the onion cream. There's a little bit of sweetness from the caramelized onions that I think kind of overbearing. I would give it a shot. You never know. It almost tastes yogurty in itself because of the sugar that's released from these caramelized onions. But not bad. All right, guys. I think I've covered everything on this plate. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off. Oh, one other thing. Almost forgot. The clam chowder. so I can get a good amount of seafood in that. Don't sleep on that. It's full of a good celery flavor to it. Rich, creamy. I love that. You want to try the clam chowder. It's great. I would say in this plate the strip loin was okay. The pork roast was good, minus the onion cream. Really, my favorite's been the clam chowder, which I'm really not supposed to eat, but it's so good I can't help myself. Then we're going to move on to some more seafood, and I think we'll be on to dessert. So for my primary seafood plate here, I've got some baked salmon, which looks really good. There is some fried shrimp. There are some fried clam strips. Here is the fried fish fillet. Of course, there is some tartar sauce. And then a little bit of the seafood paella. All right. So to start with, let's give a bite to this seafood paella. Good amount of seasoning, not overly salty. The rice is still firm, but not crunchy, fully cooked. Now to give a bite to my waitress's favorite, which is the fried shrimp. Julie said she loves this. I'm excited to give it a shot. Really great flavor. The batter is very light. I'm not huge on this tartar sauce. It's a little bit too tangy for my like, but it's okay. Very good. Not overly done, crispy, but not chewy. Now a bite of the seafood fillet. They had fish nugget, but good substantiated fillet. Very good, not fishy, crispy, salty, crunchy. Now a bite of the salmon fillet, or the roasted salmon. Very delicious, salty, buttery. One more taste of that. Maybe a little too salty, but cook on it's perfect. So all in all, I'd say the shrimp number one, and then that fish number two, clam strips, and then this roasted salmon. Paella is good. It's just not an adventurous paella. It's not full of flavor, like the salmon is full of flavor. And for the first dessert plate, if you will, we have the signature bonbon. That's chocolate bonbon ganache. Inside of that dome there, you have a New York cheesecake. You have a cranberry orange tart, which I'm excited to try. And then you have a maple cinnamon donut. You have that buckle pie with the creme anglaise to try as well. All right, guys. First off is that cranberry tart. Very good. A good amount of cranberry in that. Not overly tart. The tartness is basically provided from that mandarin orange wedge. Just the sweetness coming from the cranberry. Now a bite of that bonbon. Perfection. Chocolatey, creamy, light. Everything you want. That's why it's been here since 2000. Now the New York cheesecake. The cherry topping on top isn't overly sweet. The cheesecake is light. Definitely really good flavor on that. Don't think you would have any complaints about that. The pie crust, graham cracker, good, thick, good flavor. Now that donut. Crystalline sugar, more on the cake side, of course, of donut. Pretty good, not overly mapley, but very cinnamon forward. I prefer it kind of like the other way around, with the maple forward and then the cinnamon, but not bad. Now the buckle pie with creme anglaise. Here we are. Very, very good, very vanilla forward. A little bit of coconut, gooey, creamy, just a good bite there. Overall, I would say the bonbons and the cranberry tart and this buckle pie is great. Any of these, you can make a full dessert serving and just load up on that specific if you have a favorite. But only one I'm not totally up to is that donut, but everything else is great. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish up the dessert, and I'll give you my overall thoughts. Joy was kind enough to bring me a cup of coffee to finish up my desserts with, and that is a really good, clean, nice, crisp cup of coffee. I'm sure this is the signature Joffrey's blend for this resort. Really enjoy it. Definitely recommend to not skimp out on the coffee at the end of your meal. It's great. Excellent meal. Great value for Walt Disney World property. The cost of my meal was $46 after annual pass holder discount. Non-discounted price is $49. I think it is well worth that. The best way to do it is to kind of take little small samples of the least adventurous foods there by doing like the Caesar salad. Even the seasonal salad was great. Proteins, just keeping to the proteins. The pastas, composed dishes weren't the greatest strength. Definitely recommend the seafood salad. That was really good. The shrimp, of course, that's going to be something that you gravitate towards if you're coming there. Both the cold and the hot shrimp were great. I tended to favor the hot just a little bit more in terms of overall flavor. None of the dishes were overly salted except for the salmon, but I will say that it had a rich and wonderful flavor. All the desserts were great. Bonbon was the best, of course. Buckle pie with creme anglaise, really good. I wouldn't compare that necessarily towards the bread pudding, Sebastian's Bistro, or at Cone Cafe, the Polynesian. They're in a different league, but it wasn't bad. Strip loin and pork loin. The strip loin had that rich coffee flavor from the coffee rub. It just other seasonings weren't there for it. The pork roast or pork loin was a little better. I just didn't really care for that onion cream. I thought that was a little too different for me, too different for my palate. Over caramelized onions in that cream, it almost tasted like a fruity yogurt. Staff and service at that restaurant are excellent, as they are all the cast members throughout Walt Disney World. My waitress, Joy, was wonderful, recommending that shrimp to me. The shrimp was great itself. The coffee at the end of the meal cannot be missed. I would definitely recommend that. So overall, I think this was a great experience. I haven't done a lot of buffets on Walt Disney World property. I would say that what I recall, it's been a while, and we will re-review this, but Beer Garden might have been just a little better, and I've yet to go to Boma, so I hope to take you there with me. And I am TJ, the Park Bopper. If you love what I do, please vibe, jive, like, and subscribe. Thank you for giving me your time for this review of Cape May Cafe. And remember, please be nice and kind to each other. Share love, respect, and everything that you have with positivity and God's grace. You can see the pool area is finally completed. It should be open. Here, they did a very quick turnaround on this area. It looks gorgeous. Again, I love this area of Walt Disney World. And basically backstage at Epcot, you've got the boardwalk resort.